Good afternoon, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to join you in the International Association of Science Parks Africa Division Web Forum convened by Konza Technopolis Development Authority. I am particularly encouraged that this event presents an opportunity that brings together ISP Africa leadership, global players in the technological space, and key stakeholders in the science and technology parks to discuss the place of STPs in Africa's economic recovery, impact of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Distinguished participants, the Constitutive Act establishing the African Union recognizes the ever-growing urgency to collectively address the global socio-economic and environmental challenges across our national boundaries. To deepen and enrich the Union's education, science and technology, innovation, policy debate, the AU Assembly created a specialized technical committee in charge of education, science and technology. This committee is designed as a platform for African ministers in charge of these sectors to periodically deliberate and take collective decisions. It is important to note that the African Union has adopted a people-centered long-term Agenda 2063, which strives to articulate Africa's sustained growth, competitiveness, and economic transformation in new technologies and continuous innovation in all developing sectors. To effectively and efficiently contribute to the implementation of the AU Agenda 2063, the African Union Assembly adopted the following three distinct strategies for advancing opportunities in education and science, technology, and innovation. First one would be the Continental Strategy for Education, CESA 1625. The second one was Continental Strategy for Technical and Vocational Education Training, TVET. And the third one was Science, Technology, and Innovation Strategy for Africa, the STISA 2024. These three strategies have continued to immensely contribute to the milestones of achieving Africa Union Agenda 2063 and the Global Sustainable Development Goals 2030, and the creation of long-term economic benefits for the continent and beyond. It is therefore important to be cognizant of the opportunities that exist with regard to incubation of innovation within the AU programs. Hence, bringing the infrastructure gap to support innovation is an important opportunity to be capitalized. Innovation cannot be competitive when the infrastructure gap is not bridged. Infrastructure such as broadband internet access, basic telecommunication services, reliable electricity supply, water, good transportation network, laboratory facilities, and tax systems that support private sector innovation need to be in place. As a matter of fact, the Africa Union Programme on Infrastructure Development for Africa, PIDA, has several areas that are currently under implementation in readiness to support innovation in African economies. Currently, PIDA has 409 projects ranging from ICT, roads, power, ports, among other being implemented. These projects will create opportunities for innovation as well as growth of different sectors. There are several ongoing initiatives within the African Union. I wish to particularly draw your attention to the existing Africa Union bilateral and multilateral cooperation partnership. This partnership have shaped STI development in Africa, such as the European Union Africa Joint Strategy, the India-Africa Science and Technology Initiatives, and the China-Africa Science and Technology Partnership. Leveraging on these partnerships, interventions and cooperation mechanism will create conducive environment that are adequately designed to promote African ownership, accountability, and sustainability. So let us not forget to complement the efforts that the African Union member states have continued to expand technically competence of technical officers through the availability of quality postgraduate education, and in particular programs leading to doctoral qualifications. However, the full potential of STIs to support socio-economic growth and development and improving African competitiveness in global research and innovation require member states to take systemic and coordinated approach to human capital development and popularizing the STI research and innovation as potential career paths at both secondary and higher education levels, including the TVETs. Therefore, in order to enhance the opportunities, there is a need to focus on innovation and entrepreneurship, increasing network and collaboration between education and research, private and public sector stakeholders at both national and regional levels will facilitate cooperation and co-creation, adoption, and commercialization of research and innovation outputs to ensure research and innovation programs are regularly valorized for impact and alignment with national and regional policy objectives as this continue to evolve. Such commitment to national and cross-border coordination of research and innovation actors will strengthen the socio-economic situation of the continent through ownership, local ownership, and wider utilization of research outputs and technology acquisition. We need to take a systematic approach to technology transfer and knowledge sharing, co-creation and adoption of new products, services, processes, business models and policies, and commercialization of research and innovation outputs will definitely stimulate local, national, and regional innovation ecosystems. This will result in better public services, including entrepreneurial innovation based on open data, the creation of new economic sectors, wider employment opportunities in the formal economy, and commercialization of technologies with regional relevance and global potential. With regards to the role which our agency, that is the outer NEPAD APRM Care Secretariat, can play in bringing together science parks in the region to support information technology and innovation as an area of focus. The NEPAD APRM Care Secretariat strongly believes on the need of securing strong leadership and goodwill towards science parks initiatives. With political goodwill, there will be an impetus in collaboration and partnership to accelerate the mobilization of science parks to support initiatives in information, technology, and innovation. In this regard, the Secretariat is open to partnership that will help in coordination and advancement of common regional goals, particularly in centers of knowledge improvement of existing universities, infrastructure, especially in information and technology, as well as higher education institutions and research organizations. We must therefore leverage on the opportunities presented by bringing together science parks in the region to support information technology and innovation. One way to address this is to have a coordinated approach in the establishing of a formal operational structure. To execute this, we need to harmonize policies and other instruments of operation to avoid multiplicity of regulation and taxes, and creating an attractive enough to bring together different sector players in ICT. To highlight the current Africa's economic development trends and how entities involved in innovation and science parks management can collaborate through the AU to tap into existing potential and mitigate on challenges facing the continent. The African Union member states have started trading with each other under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area beginning this year, 2021. AFC-FTA aims at integrating the 55 markets in Africa to one, thus one Africa market, with cross-border integration projects, for example, the LAPSET corridor programs. Markets Kenya, beyond, and East Africa will be more accessible. STI institutions can develop continental and regional solutions due to market existence and its accessibility. Free mobile roaming technology is another economic development trend in Africa that seeks to abolish roaming fees. The East Africa One Network Area roaming initiative is one to mention. This initiative aims at promoting regional integration by bringing down the high cost of the high cost of mobile roaming in East Africa. As we open markets with integration projects, there is need to enable the markets, or let's say the traders and customers, to communicate with each other cheaply. Abolishing mobile roaming fees will therefore in turn enable landlocked countries access subsea fiber optic cables. For instance, Safaricom is already on course with this as it has in place the East African roaming bundles, which enables Safaricom subscribers both on postpaid and prepaid roaming facilities in Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda to call, to receive calls, to send short messages, and use data at an affordable rate when communicating to Safaricom subscribers back at home or Safaricom subscribers in the partner networks that includes Uganda Telecom Network, the Vodacom Tanzania Network, and the MTN Rwanda Network. At the regional level, RECs have been encouraged to establish regional funds to support existing or new regional centers for excellence that respond to the STISA 2024 priority areas, as well as cross-border research and innovation collaboration addressing common challenges. These funds would then drive regional initiatives, reinforce the impact of national initiatives of RECs members, and ensure wider sustainability. The STISA 2024 recommends that domestic resources should be mobilized for the STI, research and innovation. External technical and financial support should help strengthen the domestic funding base, thus supporting sustainability. Further, there is an urgent need to set up an African Science and Technology Innovation Fund, ASTIF, as a Pan-African financial instrument to ensure that the proposed ASTIF is sufficiently well endowed and functional. It is crucial that adequate financial resources are mobilized for the public and private sectors, funding communities both inside and outside Africa, and actively engaging other alternative sources of funding. Distinguished participants, let me conclude by saying Africa has the potential to finance its STI development programs towards the 1% GDP allocation in its potential. It is important to quantify investments through investment lost through brain drain. Thank you so much for giving me your audience.